It's 11:30 p.m. on a Sunday. Across town, two men in their early 30s are sitting in the dark. One has $40,000 in cash but feels terrified his youth is slipping away. The other built a $200,000 business but can't sleep because an $80,000 debt payment is due on Tuesday. For Ethan, peace of mind isn't a vague feeling, it's a tangible reality every payday. Because he avoids unnecessary debt, his fixed expenses are remarkably small, while others watch their paychecks vanish into loan auto debits within minutes. Every dollar Ethan earns remains fully under his control. Whenever Ethan saves an extra $500, he doesn't spend it. He makes a direct principal payment on his modest home mortgage. Watching the loan balance drop isn't just about numbers. It's buying permanent freedom and locking in lower interest costs for his family's future. When Ethan's company announces sudden corporate restructuring and team downsizing, panic ripples through the office break room. Colleagues fret over heavy car loans and high mortgages. Ethan listens quietly, feeling a quiet surge of gratitude for the 6-month cash buffer sitting safely in his account. While his peers take on $600 monthly payments to lease shiny new crossovers, Ethan drives a fully paid off 8-year-old hatchback. It isn't a status symbol, but knowing he owes $0 every month gives him a quiet confidence that luxury cars can never buy. Ethan's low burn rate unlocks a rare professional power: freedom. Because he doesn't carry heavy monthly debt payments, he never has to endure toxic workplace politics or accept soul-crushing overtime out of fear. If a job environment turns toxic, he can walk away without panic. Marcus didn't take out a business loan because he was greedy. He did it because he couldn't stand the thought of turning 35 while still sitting in a cubicle. He used bank money to sign the lease on a small warehouse, buying himself a shot at real independence. But independence comes with a monthly meter that never stops ticking. By using a fixed-rate mortgage with a modest down payment, Marcus purchases a multi-unit rental property in his early 30s. Tenant rents cover his monthly mortgage service, while the underlying property appreciates over time. He uses bank capital to build real estate equity years ahead of cash buyers. Marcus retains liquid personal cash by financing long-term assets rather than tying up every dollar in illiquid purchases. Keeping cash reserves available allows him to move fast when discounted investment deals appear, turning liquidity into a high-leverage offensive tool. In an inflationary environment, Marcus's fixed-rate debt works in his favor. While inflation erodes the real value of the dollars he owes the bank over time, his physical property assets and business revenues adjust upward, accelerating his net worth compound growth. Marcus embraces the power of velocity. While others save linearly, leverage allows his wealth to compound exponentially, giving him early access to life goals and commercial equity during his prime years. Ethan's preference for cash accumulation comes at a steep price: opportunity cost. While he spends 5 years saving for a property down payment in cash, home prices and construction costs surge far faster than his savings interest rate. By holding large cash reserves in low-yield savings accounts out of extreme caution, Ethan suffers from silent purchasing power erosion. Inflation steadily eats away at his money, meaning his zero-risk cash strategy is quietly losing real value every single year. Ethan's small consulting business grows at a painful crawl. Refusing to take out a commercial line of credit to hire staff or upgrade technology, he works exhausting 14-hour days alone, constantly losing large contracts to competitors who leverage capital to scale fast. Delayed gratification can quietly mutate into permanent denial. By constantly telling himself he will travel, upgrade his living space, or take risks only when he can fully pay cash, Ethan watches his younger, healthier years pass by in a cycle of endless waiting. Ethan suffers from capital inefficiency. By locking up large amounts of equity into paying down his low-interest home mortgage early, that debt equity earns zero return compared to productive market investments. Marcus's strategy creates high structural overhead. Every month, hefty debt service obligations, mortgages, business loans, and equipment financing must be met regardless of his monthly revenue performance. Managing multiple leverage facilities inflicts high cognitive load. Marcus constantly monitors loan covenants, interest reset dates, and cash flow schedules, leaving little room for mental relaxation. Marcus faces refinancing risk. When variable interest rates rise across the banking sector, his floating rate debt service costs spike immediately, swallowing his business profit margins. High fixed leverage strips away operational flexibility. Marcus cannot afford to take a career break or pivot his business model, because any drop in monthly cash flow risks immediate loan defaults. Leverage amplifies both gains and losses. If property values or business revenues drop by 20%, Marcus's personal equity is wiped out entirely, leaving him liable for the full underlying debt. Ethan builds exceptional self-discipline and emotional regulation. By refusing to rely on credit, he develops a deep understanding of true cost versus superficial desire, insulating his household from consumerism. Ethan's home environment is peaceful and grounded. Without financial arguments over heavy debt burdens, he and his wife cultivate deep emotional connection and intentional spending habits. Ethan models invaluable financial values for his children. They learn the value of patience, earn achievement, and resourcefulness, seeing firsthand that security comes from living below one's means. By maintaining pristine cash reserves, Ethan acts as an anchor for his extended family. When relatives need help, Ethan can offer non-repayable support without jeopardizing his own stability. Ethan experiences true psychological tranquility at night. With near zero fixed obligations, his mind is free from middle-of-the-night solvency fears, granting him rest, steady health, and emotional presence for his family. Marcus sharpens sophisticated financial acumen. Mastering debt service coverage ratios, cash-on-cash returns, and capital structure makes him an agile, forward-thinking business operator who knows how to deploy capital efficiently. Marcus creates genuine economic value and employment. Using leveraged capital, his logistics firm hires staff, leases fleet vehicles, and drives commerce within the local community. Strategic debt allows Marcus to build significant long-term real estate equity. As tenants pay down his mortgages, he steadily accumulates valuable generational assets. Marcus optimizes secondary financial benefits efficiently. Using corporate credit lines for operations, he earns cashback and travel points, funding executive travel and team rewards without extra expense. Marcus embodies proactive courage. He refuses to let a lack of immediate personal cash restrict his vision, taking calculated risks to build a broader life for his family. A severe macroeconomic downturn strikes. Central banks raise interest rates sharply to combat inflation, while consumer spending slows across all sectors, hitting businesses and households simultaneously. An unexpected family crisis hits Ethan. His father suffers a sudden health emergency requiring immediate out-of-pocket medical care not covered by basic insurance. Ethan pays the medical bills in full using his liquid cash reserves, but his blind spot is suddenly exposed. His cash buffer is severely depleted, leaving him financially fragile just as asset prices bottom out. Because Ethan locked up all his prior savings into paying down his low-interest home mortgage early, his equity is completely illiquid. He cannot access that money without selling his house or taking high-rate loans. As stock markets collapse to historical lows, offering generational buying opportunities, Ethan has zero remaining cash to invest. His hyper-cautious strategy leaves him unable to capitalize on discounted assets. Meanwhile, the economic downturn hits Marcus's business hard. Two major corporate clients cancel their contracts, causing his monthly business revenue to drop by 40% in 30 days. Marcus's blind spot is brutally revealed. Fixed debt service does not adjust for declining revenue. His commercial loans, property mortgages, and credit obligations remain exactly the same. To cover the monthly cash shortfall, Marcus attempts to refinance his variable rate commercial loans, but banks tighten credit standards and demand significantly higher interest rates. Rental market vacancies rise, causing one of Marcus's residential units to sit empty for 3 consecutive months. Marcus must pay the full mortgage out of his shrinking personal cash flow. Both men face the harsh reality of their choices. Ethan is safe from insolvency but capital-starved, while Marcus holds valuable assets but faces a severe liquidity squeeze that threatens default. Ethan experiences intense internal friction. Although he has zero debt, inflation erodes his daily buying power, and his emergency fund takes months of tedious work to rebuild. Ethan feels the psychological pressure of stagnation. Seeing younger peers leverage credit to acquire businesses or real estate makes him question whether his conservative philosophy was overly defensive. Visual prompt: an outdoor medium shot in a city park during late autumn afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Ethan's wife voices subtle frustration over their rigid frugality. She questions why they must sacrifice family vacations and lifestyle upgrades when they have substantial equity locked in their house. Ethan attempts to secure a home equity line of credit as a backup safety net, but tight bank underwriting during the economic downturn, it makes the approval process slow and frustrating. The cost of Ethan's choice becomes clear. By prioritizing freedom from debt obligations above all else, he paid with time, delayed progress, and reduced flexibility when unexpected crises occurred. Marcus faces intense financial pressure. With monthly business debt payments looming and cash flow tight, he is forced to liquidate personal stocks at a 30% loss to cover loan installments. Marcus's debt service coverage ratio drops dangerously close to default thresholds. His primary lender places his business on a credit watch list, demanding weekly cash flow audits. Marital strain mounts in Marcus's home. His spouse expresses deep anxiety over leveraged assets, personal loan guarantees, and the constant threat of bank foreclosure hanging over their lifestyle. Marcus considers selling one of his rental properties to raise cash, but soft real estate market conditions mean a forced sale would yield minimal equity after debt payoff fees. The cost of Marcus's choice stands exposed. By prioritizing freedom from waiting, he paid with extreme psychological stress, structural fragility, and heavy monthly obligations during down cycles. Ethan experiences a wave of quiet regret. Walking through a neighborhood of newly built homes, he realizes that his ultra-cautious cash approach permanently priced him out of locations he once desired. The fear of falling behind weighs on Ethan's mind. He realizes that avoiding all debt didn't eliminate risk. It simply shifted the risk from insolvency to systemic loss of purchasing power. Ethan struggles with financial rigidity. The habit of guarding cash makes it painful for him to spend even on necessary family pleasures, creating an underlying atmosphere of scarcity. Ethan feels humbled by life's unpredictability. He realizes that cash alone cannot protect against every emergency without an active strategy to grow capital dynamically. Ethan recognizes his emotional anchor. His deep desire for safety was born out of fear rather than clarity. He resolves to rethink his relationship with financial tools, choosing intentional growth over reactive defense. Marcus experiences severe anxiety. Chronic sleep deprivation and the constant threat of debt default take a toll on his physical health and focus, forcing him to confront the limits of high-leverage speed. The burden of personal debt guarantees haunts Marcus. Knowing that a business failure could compromise his personal credit and family assets creates a constant feeling of vulnerability that no profit margin can mask. Marcus feels profound shame when he has to ask his business partner for a short-term capital infusion to meet payroll obligations, puncturing his pride in financial mastery and forcing honest humility. Marcus realizes that moving fast loses its value if the journey is consumed by stress. Speed came at the expense of presence, health, and peace of mind, prompting a fundamental reevaluation of his goals. Sitting in his quiet office, Marcus admits a hard truth. Leverage without adequate cash reserves is not a strategy. It is a gamble against time and economic cycles. Ethan evolves his financial framework. Recognizing that zero debt carries a high opportunity cost, he opens a low-cost business line of credit to scale his consulting operations selectively. Ethan stops overpaying his low-interest mortgage principal aggressively. Instead, he redirects that extra cash flow into low-cost index funds and a dedicated liquid emergency buffer. Ethan learns to view financial leverage not as a moral failing, but as a neutral tool. When used conservatively on appreciating assets, leverage can enhance stability rather than destroy it. With a broader strategy, Ethan expands his consulting business, hiring a part-time specialist. Growth accelerates while his personal balance sheet remains safe and balanced. Ethan strikes a healthy equilibrium, maintaining low personal debt while utilizing smart, controlled credit tools to capture market compounding without risking household solvency. Marcus undergoes a fundamental restructuring. He prioritizes debt reduction, aggressively paying down high-interest commercial debt to lower his fixed monthly burn rate. Marcus builds a non-negotiable 12-month cash runway within his business account. This liquidity buffer ensures his operations can withstand client losses or rate spikes without crisis. Marcus shifts from variable rate debt to long-term fixed rate financing, securing predictable debt service costs insulates his business from banking sector volatility. Marcus adopts a disciplined rule. Leverage must always be paired with equal liquidity. He no longer borrows to the maximum limit, leaving a generous margin of safety for every asset. Both men reach financial maturity. Ethan learned that avoiding all debt costs opportunity and growth, while Marcus learned that unbuffered leverage costs peace and stability. True resilience lies in the middle. There's no cost-free path in behavioral finance. Cash-first strategies cost growth and opportunity, while leverage strategies cost risk, interest, and overhead. The goal is not to eliminate cost, but to consciously choose the cost you can carry. Which financial trade-off are you currently making in your own life? Are you protecting freedom from obligations or fighting for freedom from waiting? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.